Hello everybody and welcome back to GreenRiver. So today is the big day. We're going to do all of the hay pellets and hopefully we can start the production in the factory just there. So I think the best approach is to begin. We'll get one more full trailer, we'll go over to the sell point, and then when we come back from the sell point we'll bring the Manitou with us, or the JCB with the bucket, and we'll then be able to start the process of processing the pellets in the factory. So I think that is empty. Yes, I was going to set an offset so that we could basically travel with it alongside so we can continually unload. I don't know if it's going to work. Obviously it might take a bit of getting used to, but it's worth an attempt. Now I'm just testing it first of all, and I would say that that is a fairly good rate. So we've got the lorry following us alongside and we should be able to continually unload. The reason for doing this is because we were getting full so quickly. So this technically should really speed up the process. So let's begin. Let's see how much we can do. I would think that we can actually do a fairly good chunk here because the capacity of the trailer is fairly high. The turning might be an issue, but overall I think this is going to be a very slick procedure, I hope. Usually when I say that it turns out to be a disaster, but we'll give it a go and we'll see how it does go. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed here. So yeah, that should do nicely. Put it on cruise control. It's working. That is working very well. If we didn't have the lorry alongside, we would be full by the time we get halfway down here. So it really is going to improve everything. And I can keep an eye on the exact fill level of the trailer from the glance mod, top left hand corner of the screen. I can also see the lorry is going slower, but it does keep speeding up to maintain the distance between us. That is looking good. The only disadvantage with this is that we don't actually see the pellets on the conveyor belts, since it's always too empty. We might just about see them here. Yeah, you can see them on there, but yeah, that is the only problem. But to be honest, I'm quite happy to sacrifice that, as it is going to make everything so much more efficient. So yeah, time-lapse time, and I'll see you over at the sell point. Well, here goes. This is the full trailer, 100% full, 47,000 litres, and somewhere here is the correct sell point. It could be the usual one, but otherwise I wouldn't know. It is definitely barn. I've actually skipped the night time because the price wasn't that good, but now it's fantastic, really good. But yeah, the sell point is barn, which is certainly here somewhere. Whichever one it is. There's Drewton's and the barn together, so well, I think it's that there, but obviously it looks like a straw sell point, but I'm fairly sure it is actually going to accept this. So if I just reverse into that, it's a bit laggy. Yeah, if I just reverse into here, I would assume it's going to work. So what you'll have to do is watch the money. Okay, here goes. It's working. The money is rocketing up. It should tell us the grand total anyway for the full trailer load. And this is pretty much the rest of the field. I don't think there's much left, if anything. Wow, that is one expensive trailer load. £70,728, and we have still pretty much another full trailer in the palleting hall, the pallet hold, so wow, we're going to do pretty well here. We're going to do seriously well. The only thing is, doing the pallets is going to take a very long time. So this is our opportunity now to bring the Manitou or the JCB back, whichever one has the bucket. I think it's the JCB, so that we can then go and fill up the palletizer with the pellets, and yeah, it's going to be really good. Actually, thinking about it, we do need to have the Manitou as well, because we do need to move the pallets off the conveyor belt, so ideally we need both. So I would say it would be the wisest idea to take the trailer back as well, since we do have about 200 litres, next to nothing, in the pelleter, but that 200 litres still needs to be packed up and sold, so we just need something to empty it into. Unless we take, we could take the Deutz, because that is empty. That would probably be better. And it's a good opportunity to use the Deutz Fahr again, because I do like it. Very nice tractor. The thing I've always found about Deutz is they seem like really decent tractors, but then I always found them quite ugly, but actually looking at this one, I actually think it looks pretty amazing with all of its lights and everything. In fact, Deutz was the main brand in FS11. I think they have improved a lot in looks since then. So let's just put these both onto the follow me course. The course actually worked absolutely amazingly for doing the loading up. I would really recommend doing it that way if you have a lot of hay or straw, because otherwise you are continually driving backwards and forwards over to the trailer, wherever it may be parked. The bucket actually does have some potatoes in it, so I should probably empty those first. We should be able to put them straight into the feed trough just over here, so what I'll do is I'll jump cut and I'll just get rid of them. Done. Right, I'll be honest, I'm actually struggling a bit to keep up with these pigs. They do seem to be incredibly busy animals. They are reproducing like there is no tomorrow. We had 150 in the previous day. We now have 170. They've already gone up by 20 in 24 hours, which is almost a pig an hour, which is just incredible. So the pig food is being eaten at a rate of knots, and I can't keep up. I'm sure we will do eventually, but getting it going is certainly proving to be quite difficult. We do have plenty of food at the moment, so that's fine. It's just with the, obviously I can see how much more work we need to do before we can feed them again, and it is going to be a bit. The pig food mixer, thankfully, am I not being followed? Oh, it must have crashed. The pig food mixer, thankfully, is still producing another mix, so that's good, but then after that one, it's going to be a bit tricky. It's not so much the ingredients which is a problem, because we actually do have loads of potatoes, water is an unlimited supply, and of course the whole grain is too, providing we have the money, which we do. It is actually finding the time, because now we've got to do the pelleting at the pallets. It's such a mouthful. The pellets and the pallet hole. That's going to take priority a bit. It can't take priority over the living animals, the pigs, but it is going to take still quite a bit of focus. So yeah, basically that is it. I'm going to make sure those pigs are happy though. Productivity is still very good at 89%, so I can't be doing too badly at this stage, but it is going to take quite a bit more work until they are 100%. In fact, what is preventing them from being 100? Ah, straw. Straw is preventing them. And every minute that go, well, every hour especially that goes by, the harder it will be, because the more pigs we'll have, the more mouths we have to feed. I can imagine by the end of the series we will have legitimately got about, I don't know, 500 pigs. It would be quite ridiculous, really. But if we were to keep those pigs going on to the next series, we'll be doing pretty well for ourselves. The only problem with the pigs is, unfortunately, they have to be sold off to be able to make money. Because unlike the cows which make milk, or the sheep which produce wool, they don't necessarily have a byproduct. They're going to have to be actually sold. Okay, so here we are, and yeah, I'm fairly sure that I have covered all the ground with the pelleter. Obviously there's the odd bit here and there, but overall that is done. There is just a tiny piece left in it, So I will unload that in a minute. But first, we must get the palletizer going once again. While it's doing this as well, probably in the next episode, we will do some concreting. We need to concrete in front of the hall. And the other thing we need to do is take some whole grain over to the pig yard, which again I think will probably be in the next episode. So there probably won't be a great deal of actual loading up here in the next episode, and if it has to wait, then so be it, it'll have to wait, because we need to do other stuff as well. Just get that filled up. It's a full load. We've got 3 pallets. Oh crikey, I've just skewered myself. Got 3 pallets already waiting. Let's try and get another full load here. JCB kebab. And I don't think it will take all of this, probably just a tiny bit of it. Let's just see. Yep. That can actually stay there. Meanwhile, we need to move this. In fact, what we do need to do is bring the trailer back. I might actually, just because we've already done this properly before, I might use the auto load feature in future. Not because I'm trying to cheat or anything, it's just because I have already shown the full process of doing it properly, and as we do need to focus on other stuff, I can't really spend all the time moving pallets. So I would say that is quite a good option. Yeah, I will do. So that does actually mean bringing the lorry back, but at least we don't have to bring it back to here. Take it back to there with the tipper on the back. It's already over there, so we can instantly swap over. It does mean though leaving the lorry in the doorway, but that is the good thing about having 2 doors. I do find it satisfying the way it folds up. Probably the most satisfying thing in Farming Simulator. A door. Yeah. It's I suppose it isn't the most, it's how I don't know how you would actually describe Farming Simulator, because obviously it is just a ridiculously amazing game and I love it to bits. I always will, I'm sure. But I suppose when you look at it, if you summarize it, the base game, not the mods, without mods, you would actually be doing the same thing over and over again. Seeding, well, ploughing, cultivating, drilling and harvesting. So I suppose you could call it a fairly repetitive game, which sounds really dull. But obviously, as many of us know now, Farming Simulator has this magic about it, which just doesn't ever get boring. It's a game which you can keep doing the same thing. And well, it's pretty hard to actually get tired of it. That's what I found anyway, after doing goodness knows how many videos. I think I've done over 1,500 videos now in about 2 years, 2 or 3 years. That's quite a good example of what an addictive game it is and how it doesn't ever get old. Okay, so this load is not going to be that impressive. It's only 1,500 litres, and no doubt the price has gone down since we've sold so much. It depends if we change. Oh, we've just changed our. That's probably affected it, but not necessarily. But it has, yes. It's knocked about £300 per 1,000 litres off, which is quite a considerable figure. It's going to make a big difference. But I should say, even though it's only 1,500 litres, we won't be too far off the £2,000 mark here. 1,854. Still very decent money. Right, so here we are at the pig farm. Let's reverse into our space. This is definitely turning into a good parking area just here. And I think it's a good place for it, even though we are kind of blocking the doorways. But we do have 3 doors to the pig pen, which is fine. And we don't really need to go in there, possibly just for some straw. Right, there we go. I thought I'd put my trailer here. Maybe I did take it away, but still, we need to take the cab. The lorry cab. And I'll probably just spin around, reverse the trailer back into here. Keep it all nice and neat. Pigs are all happy. Pig food mixer is doing nothing because we've got no whole grain. But as soon as we do, that will be busy again. We'll keep the trailer attached because, yeah, in the next episode we can fill it up with whole grain and bring it straight over. There we go. Right, off we go. I should think I've put it in the yard. There it is. I have considered getting the longer version as well, because I think this is the short version. We can't get quite as many pallets on here. Hasn't really mattered too much. It's just, yeah, the odd occasion where you just need to have a bit more space. Double axle trailer, really. It's single axle this one, so yeah, that basically shows you the size difference if you were to have a double. I actually think overall it is only a pallet or two longer, but that is going to make a difference over time. Whoa, almost handbrake turned the lorry. Right, so put it into work position by pressing X, and I think if we reverse it into here, it should automatically take the pallets off the production line with ease. Okay, it does of course mean reversing the lorry properly. Bit of time taken here, might not go amiss. Wonder how close it has to be. That must be too far away. Oh, they're quite set in there, aren't they? Maybe if I reverse it in at an angle. And so far I haven't managed to get it in a good position. Ah, now that is close enough, but there is again potential for it not to work, since the back of the trailer could trigger the automatic stop on the conveyor belt. I think it has done. Because if anything is blocking the space where the pallets go, it won't restart. Let's just see. It should restart. Oh no, it's still blocked. Must be the trailer. Okay, let's see if that does it. Still blocked. What's going on here? I have broken the system. Ah. Maybe automatically loading makes the system think that it hasn't actually had the pallets taken away yet. In which case, I'll have to restart. So, what I could do actually is I could still auto-load, it's just I have to take them off there with the forklift and then just put it out there. Or something like that. That could still work very well. Anyway, I'll try and sort this mess out. Okay, so restarting the game has indeed allowed this to work out that it's no longer blocked, but that must be what it was. It has to be. I must have confused it by not actually putting some forklift tines into there and taking the pallets away. They just sort of disappeared. They teleported from the production line onto the trailer. But it is still possible to auto-load, so that is not a problem. It just means it will take a little bit more work. So if I now go into the Manitou once again, I'm hoping that all I'll have to do is pick it up, put it near the trailer, and it will auto-stack it, which would be fantastic. Otherwise, I think we're done today. I don't think there is anything else I need to do. I might just fill up the JCB's bucket while we have the space here. There's the fire extinguisher I knocked over once. Someone has very kindly put it back. Ah, no, I've knocked it over again. Or I actually picked it up and intentionally threw it. Oh no, look, we've got loads here. But I could still top it with the bucket. I'll reverse back and get another full load. It is an addictive add-on. I do like it. I've had it for a long time, in fact, ever since it was released. But I did use it a bit on the West Coast, but not fully. The main reason for this was because I was doing my semi-realistic series and we just never had the money to be able to afford everything. Which is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this sort of series as well. Doing both is just the perfect balance. Because I wouldn't want to do just this type of series where we have unlimited money and unlimited machines, because then that could get boring, because you've just always got everything. It's always nice to have the challenge as well. So that balance is perfect. The next pallet is a little way off. It's probably going to take about a minute until it's ready to go. Okay, the next layer of pellets or bags or sacks or whatever will finish it off. So wait for it to transfer over. One more bag. Just has to be rotated. There we go. Slide across and then it can begin its journey. Here it comes. Around the corner. Then it gets wrapped. Nice. Oh, and apparently if you scan that, you get some bonus or something. I've never done it before. I need to do it. I'll screenshot it and I'll do it myself. I'll let you know in the next episode, if I remember, what that does. Because it would be quite interesting to know. Anyway, let's load it up. Whoops. Very enthusiastic there. Yeah, so we'll just basically put it in the region of the trailer, and providing it's switched on, it should work. Here we go. It's not switched on. Okay, well, very easy to sort that out. Perfect. So we'll just keep going with that approach. In the next episode we'll do the concrete and we'll move some whole grain, and really it should just be a good time. We should be able to make quite a bit of money and be able to progress quite well as well. How are we doing here, just before we go? We do have some eggs in the coop. That's actually over here. The eggs are usually very neat. The chickens have lined all the eggs up so neatly that it just makes life so easy for us. It's just brilliant. They're just such well-trained hens. If I run over here, you'll see that the egg master, which will be the queen of the hens, has made sure that everybody has put their eggs in a very good place. Look at that. Perfect. Right, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.